Tesla is about to unveil the robot. Elon Musk says will be the biggest product the company has ever built. And right now, weeks before that reveal, one number should be making Tesla nervous: 12,732. That's how many packages a figure robot sorted in a 10-hour shift against a human competitor, and it lost by only 192 packages. Meanwhile, Tesla's own chief executive officer admitted in January that his robots were doing zero productive work in Tesla's own factories. Most people assume this is a story about which robot looks more impressive on stage. It isn't. Here's what's really happening. Tesla is no longer trying to win a demo. What it's trying to do now is prove, in a live commercial environment, that a humanoid robot can do a job as well as a human being. And that's a fundamentally harder problem than dancing on a stage or walking in a straight line. One company has already put that claim to the test in public. The other is about to. For years, the Optimus story followed a familiar shape: a flashy reveal, a viral clip, then months of silence before the next one. Concept in 2021, a stumbling prototype in 2022, Generation 2 in late 2023, promising dexterous hands and a slimmer frame. Each time the promise got bigger, and each time the robot stayed inside Tesla's own walls. Then, in January of this year, Musk said something that got far less attention than it deserved. He admitted on Tesla's own earnings call that existing Optimus units were doing no productive work. Most people heard that and moved on. But that admission was only the beginning of a much more interesting story. One of the most important facts about this rivalry is not who has the flashier robot, it's who has a paying customer. Figure's robot is already working inside a real BMW factory, running production shifts without a Figure employee standing next to it. Tesla's Optimus, by contrast, has exactly one customer: Tesla. In May, Figure live-streamed one of its F03 robots sorting packages for roughly 191 consecutive hours, processing an estimated 238,000 packages, according to the company's own broadcast. Then, in a more controlled test that the Chinese business outlet 36 Krypton covered in detail, Figure ran a direct human versus robot sorting competition. The result? A human intern named AIM sorted 12,924 packages over 10 hours. Figure's robot sorted 12,732. Humans won by a margin of less than 2%. To put that into perspective, that's not a robot that's years away from doing a warehouse job. That's a robot that's already close enough to lose by a rounding error. And Figure's own CEO, Brett Adcock, said publicly that this might be the last time a human wins that kind of contest. That's a bold claim, but it's backed by a real number from a real building with a paying customer already inside it. The real reason isn't that Tesla's engineering is behind. It's that Tesla has spent this entire window rebuilding its own factory floor instead of running its robot through the same kind of public test. In early May, the final Model S and Model X rolled off Tesla's Fremont line, ending 14 years of Model S production and 11 years of Model X, specifically to free up floor space for Optimus manufacturing. According to Tesla's own first quarter earnings call, the company is targeting a production start of late July or August for the full V3 body, roughly 4 months after tearing out a car assembly line and installing a robotics one. Musk has called that timeline, in his own words, insane. A lot of people are calling that plan wildly optimistic. And honestly, given Tesla's track record on Cybertruck, Roadster, and full self-driving, the skepticism is understandable. But there's one major difference this time. Tesla has committed roughly $25 billion in capital expenditure for 2026, much of it aimed squarely at robotics infrastructure, and it has tied its own flagship sedan line to the outcome. This isn't a side project anymore. It's the thing Tesla is betting its next decade on. According to Tesla's own specifications, V3 is expected to feature 37 joints, 9 more than the current generation, a new harmonic and planetary drive system, and a walking speed of roughly 1.2 meters per second, with the ability to hold balance on a 15-degree slope. The hands alone jump to 22 degrees of freedom across 50 total actuators, a more than four-fold increase in dexterity over the previous generation. Underneath all of it sits Tesla's new AI-5 chip, which Musk claims delivers roughly 8 times the compute and 9 times the memory of the chip that came before it. On paper, that's a serious leap. But here's the reframe that matters. Specs on paper are not the same thing as packages sorted on a real conveyor belt. Figure didn't win its rivalry with better marketing copy, and it won by putting a robot inside somebody else's factory and letting the results speak. Tesla, for now, is still making its case in a keynote, not a warehouse. And that's the gap Optimus V3 actually needs to close. Taken together, all of this suggests the humanoid robot race is quietly shifting from a competition over who looks the most human to a competition over who can survive a shift, a supply chain, and a customer's expectations. If that shift continues, the winner won't be decided by whichever robot performs the best backflip on stage. It'll be decided by whichever company can put a robot inside somebody else's building and walk away. Figure has already done that once, with real numbers to show for it. Tesla is about to find out, in front of the entire industry, whether 4 months is enough time to build a factory that can do the same thing at a scale of 1 million units a year. The company that answers that question first doesn't just win a headline, it becomes the default answer to a multi-trillion-dollar question. Who builds the labor force of the next decade? Even if Tesla solves every technical challenge packed into V3, the real test is not whether the robot can walk or lift or flex its new hands on a stage in front of cameras. It is whether Tesla can do what Figure has already done, put that robot inside someone else's building, on someone else's payroll, and let it prove itself without a script. That may be the toughest test of all. So, if Tesla's V3 reveal turns out to be as impressive as Musk is promising, would that be enough to convince you Optimus has actually caught up? Or would you want to see it inside a real factory first, the way Figure's robot already has? Drop a comment below. If there's just one small thing you could do to support this channel today, it's hitting that subscribe button. It costs nothing, but it means the world to us. Thanks for watching. See you in the next episode.